I made it. No.
Hello, Martha.
Hello. I'm gonna go back on mute because I got background noise over here.
Yeah, I have no idea how many people are going to show up, and this is the speech contest breakout room for people that might be looking at the video in the future. I'm thrilled to have anybody. And we'll be moving right along. If everybody wants to introduce themselves while we're sitting here waiting to see if there's others. Martha, how about starting with you?
Hi, I'm Martha Ng. I'm a member of the Midtown Club, but I'm also an AG for Area 6. So I'm being in charge of one of the area speech competitions, semifinals. Semifinals.
Oh, we got another new member here too. We're just going around saying who we are and where we're from. If everybody right clicks their name, you can change your screen name to your actual name. Then we'll be able to call each other by our names without trying to remember them. Just right click on your name on the screen, and you'll see it should allow you to well, I take that back. Go down to participants, and let's see, we should be able to change names if you click. Whoa, they're not allowing us to change, I guess. Has anybody been able to?
It's there. So I clicked on my name. I hit participant, clicked on my actual name, and then it dropped down menu said mute or rename.
Oh, here we go. It's got to be on your own name. See, I'm used to being the host, so I'm used to being able to go in and changing your name. But if
you may also have
right click your name, just take your mouse, put it over your name, right click it, and it should allow you to rename it to your first name. Okay, is up Cara? Is that your first name, up Cara?
That's my dad's name. My name is Mandero.
Mandero. Okay, I'll write that down. It looks. Oh, welcome, Mandero. We're going to teach you how to run a speech contest here. Okay. Okay. Scott, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us who you are? And
my name is Scott McIntosh. I'm with Laguna Sunrise Rotary Club, and I'm also the director for Teen Center USA in Elk Grove.
Oh, and Kathy, a little bit about yourself, or?
Yeah. Hi, Bill and all. I'm Kathy Clemens, and I'm with the Roseville Rotary Club. And what else did you want to know?
Oh, anything that's interesting about you. How much?
I've never done a speech contest, so I'm following everything you're saying, Bill.
Oh, Kathy, are you gonna be an AG next year?
Yes.
Yes. So you and just like me, AG also will be running helping running the semifinal for your area and whatever area. What area are you in?
Do I know? I'm in 7.
7. So I think that's 5 and 7. I'm in 6.
You're in 6. Okay.
So I think the 5 and 7, or 7 and 8 run together. One of them.
7. It's 5 and 7, and 6 and 8 are together.
Oh, right.
So
the other AG and you will be responsible for running the semifinal. So this is a good place for you to be.
Okay. Sounds good.
What they're talking about for everyone else is they're both going to be assistant governors, so they are in charge of running the semifinal contest. I wasn't really going to go over that much this evening, but I will touch on it in a couple areas. Anyway, if everyone's prepared, I'm going to move right along. To tell everything I'm trying to tell in 40 minutes is going to be a real miracle. So
You can
what
do
I'm
it. I
gonna
have
do-
faith in you.
I am going to show you where everything is that I'm talking about on the district website. And I'm going to start by sharing my screen right now. And let's see if everyone can see it. Does everybody see my screen right now? I'm on what's called Microsoft Edge. So hold your thumb.
Yes.
In fact, everybody take your unmute yourself so we all can talk. We've only got 4 in here, so that's not going to be a problem. We can talk, and I want you to be able to ask a question at any time. So what I'm doing right now, I'm on Microsoft Edge, but you could do this with Google, with Yahoo, with Firefox, wherever you can get a command line. Type in. Not right now, but I'm just going to show you. If you have a notepad there, you can write down notes. Rotary5180.org. That's our Rotary website. And if you enter that, you're going to get the website. This is a web page. Up in the right-hand corner here, see where it says Youth Service? I'm pointing at it with my mouse. Hold your thumb up if you got it. Okay, you got it, Scott?
Mhm.
Can you see what I'm talking about, or?
Yep.
Okay, go down to speech contest and click there. And once you've done that, it's going to give you some important things. It's going to give you some important dates. Now, keep in mind, everything I'm showing you is for this year. This year ended about 2 weeks ago on at the final contest. And so everything is out of date, and I will be updating it this fall, including these dates. However, they'll be very similar, and the one that you have to watch out for your own club contest is March 12th. This year was the deadline to turn in your winning speeches for first and second place to your assistant governor for their semifinal contest. I am very flexible on these deadline dates, but if you're going to be late on March 12th, I want you to be sure to contact your assistant governor and let them know that you might be a little late so that they're aware that you had a speech contest and plan to have room for you in their semifinal contest. Does that make hopefully sense? Now, as we scroll down, here's the most critical thing for somebody planning a speech contest, and that is where to hold it. Don't go out and rent a room. Use your club. And when I say use your club, if you have a morning meeting, a lunch meeting, or an evening meeting, it doesn't matter. Hold the speech contest during your club meeting. Then you automatically have an audience. You automatically have a location and a whole lot of less problems to create as having it somewhere else. Now, that's a little different recommendation if you're a semifinal speech director or chairperson. You might have to go somewhere other than where your speech or where your club meets, just because you'll probably want to have it either on the evening or on the weekend, so that the parents and other people can come that potentially wouldn't come to your own club meeting. Does that kind of make sense? So finding the location and the date you're going to have it is probably the most important thing, particular if you're an assistant governor. And I would look at where they had it the year before. For instance, Area 1 and 2, they've been using a Presbyterian church in Gridley, or I'm sorry, I think it's a Methodist church in Gridley every year that's really worked out well. And I'm not real sure whether the other semifinal contests have been held in the same places or not. But you need room for about 40 or 50 people for an semifinal contest, and probably about the same for the club contest if you're having it with your club. Okay, moving on a little bit here. Down here, it says page download files. I'm going to download the first one here. It's called the Rotary Speech Contest Recruitment Packet. And this is mostly of interest to the club contest. If you click on there, you're going to get a flyer, and this is all downloadable. You're going to get a flyer, and it's got blanks for club name, date, time, and location. That's one of the reasons you want to find the date and the location as quickly as you can, because you kind of want to get these flyers distributed to schools in different places. Probably a big push is in January. And what I do for my own, and by the way, I'm the speech chairperson for Yuba City High School, or I mean for Yuba City Rotary Club. And in January and early February, I go around to all the Interact clubs in our area and all of the high schools that do not have Interact clubs. And I meet with their counselor coordinator or anybody that's got a youth coordination position at the high school, or the Interact directors. And I provide them information on our Rotary scholarships, our speech contest, and RILA. And I carry applications for all three with me and try to encourage students in January and February to get the applications and take them and think about applying. And I discuss all three programs, in particular speech contest, what the theme is, how you go about researching a theme, how you do a good speech, and get them encouraged to go for it. If you don't promote it, if all you do is hand out flyers and you don't meet with the kids personally, you're going to have a tough time recruiting students to do speech contests or go to RILA or even the scholarships. So it's very helpful to get those contacts at the high school, talk to the principal, and find out who a good staff member is who has real good contact with the students, or if they've got a speech program at the high school or something like that. Speech contestants can be 9th through 12th grade. They can repeat year after year, come in first in their 9th grade year and come back the next year and win again. As you move down, there's the application for the speech contest. I'm going hoarse already and I've just started. Then if you move down a little further, here's the contest rules so that the kids know exactly what they're going to be judged by and what the rules are for the contest. I'm not going to read these to you because, like I said, our time is very short and there's nothing worse than being read to. This is the packet I put together, and I used to print up copies for each school I go to. Guess what? The schools now use Google Classroom, and all I do is copy about 2 or 3 copies of this, go in there and email them a file that includes this. They download it on Google Classroom. I don't have to go to the expense of duplicating all this anymore. So I give them a packet for speech contest, RILA, and scholarships, all with applications in it. Now let's go back a little. Whoop, I sort of messed that up. I'm going back to speech contest, and I'm going to scroll down. This is something that's critical. By the way, you notice there's 3 things here. You've got this student recruitment package. You've got the executive speech contest handbook. That is your Bible. Everything I'm showing you is in the speech contest handbook. I want to go down to judges packet next because I'm worried about our time. What we've got 5:41 right now, and what have I got until 6:40? I believe, or little 6 o'clock, maybe it is.
They're just after 6, I think, or 6:15-ish,
Okay.
maybe. I don't know, give or take. I
We're-
thought at
we're
least that's what the
doing-
thing said on.
We're doing pretty good so far. You guys are letting me blab my head off. Anyway, the judges packet, I make up for every judge. And when you recruit judges, you can use Toastmaster judges. Now at your club level, you can use your Rotarians as judges. And I highly recommend that because they're very interested in finding your best contest winner, if anyone is your own Rotarians. So you can use Rotarians in the actual club contest. You can use Rotarians from other areas in your semifinal contest. Kathy and Martha, that was something that changed this year.
Okay.
In the final contest, we cannot use Rotarians. So what I do is I try to recruit Toastmasters. Toastmasters, by going into your Google account, and all you have to do is Google Toastmaster clubs near me. Reach out to them. We're in a partnership right now with Toastmasters between Rotary International and Toastmasters International. And Toastmasters gets points for everything they do. And I absolutely guarantee you, they will be thrilled to have the opportunity to come and judge for your contest. It's pretty neat. Toastmasters actually do workshops on judging, and they have competitions in judging, and they also give points for you judging like at a Rotary speech contest. So it makes it a pretty neat thing for them and for us. So I prepare this for each of them. And what I'd like to do now is kind of go over, and I'm not going to read the rules or the judging criteria to you. I'm simply going to go down and tell you how I run a judge's orientation. The first thing I tell them, and on the page here, we have the traditional Rotary speech contest score sheet. The first thing I tell them is ignore the point values. The reason I say that is because you want your judge to pick out the best overall speech tied to whatever the theme is. You don't want to get your judge all tied up of whether they're going to give enunciation and pronunciation 8 points or 6 points, for crying out loud. This is just to give them things to look for. I also tell them that their score sheets are absolutely confidential. No one, not even other judges, are allowed to see them. When the contest is over, they are to take their score sheets, fold them up and put them in their pocket and take it home and run it through a shredder or burn it so that no one ever can see what they put down notes and what they think is important. They are the judges. And the whole object of the speech contest is to pick out the speech that's the very best one of all the kids that gave them. So at the next level and the semifinal level, they'll have a chance at winning there and going on to the final contest. All of the criteria things are important for judging a speech, but they're not critical point-wise. The only thing the judge, and what I recommend they do, is write a brief description of the contestant, like blonde hair, blue dress, something to remind them of who the contestant is. And then all they're going to do is they're going to take these sheets and total up what they think is the most important thing in their own minds, not point-wise, but judgment-wise. And the only thing that they have to report at the end of the contest is first, second, and third places. If there are 10 contestants, they still only report first, second, and third place. Everyone that's fourth place is tied for fourth place. So it doesn't matter. The only thing they give to the judge is not their score sheet, but this sheet. They give that sheet to the judge. I need to back up a little bit. When the students first come, your student contestants, you need somebody to greet them at the door and have sheets folded up. Let's say we have 4 contestants. You have contestant A, contestant B, contestant C, and contestant D. And you fold up sheets of paper that say A, B, C, and D. When the contestant comes in, they draw one of those sheets of paper and you write contestant A, and that's all that the judges know. When they see them, you introduce them as contestant A is first, contestant B is second. The judges do not know their names at that point in time. So the judges fill this out, and I'm going to change this next year from contestant number to contestant letter. And you'll see why I'm doing that in a minute. It confuses things when you have first, second, and third, and you have first presentation, second presentation, and third. Does that make sense? It kind of confuses.
Hey, Johnny. Yeah.
Hey, Bill, I have a question.
Go ahead.
When you say take home when the judges take home the sheet and shred it, etc., has no one ever contested the score or asked for?
They have to contest it before the award ceremony.
Okay.
If they feel that the contest is being unfair, they have to report that to the moderator before the award ceremony. And then whatever by the way, I've never had a contest contested that I have been involved in 3 years.
Good.
Interesting. I have a question for you, Bill.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I actually put in the chat box, but in years past when I was a judge, we did score points, individual points, and was, as you say, it's kind of confusing. When did they stop doing that? Was that just this year, or
2 years ago I stopped it, but
okay?
that doesn't mean. Now let me clarify something. We still have clubs that want to use the point score system, and my position is you use whatever score system you think will get you your best candidate.
Okay, I understand. I wasn't a judge at our club this year, so I'm not sure what they did. Kathy, do you know?
I wasn't either.
No.
This score system came from Toastmasters, and I'll tell you, I can give you an example of the first time we put it to work was at Oroville 2 years ago. And by rank ordering the scores first, second, and third, you don't have somebody, one of your judges will be a lower score than the other 2 possibly. And that will sway who gets first place if you only use points.
It makes sense what you're saying.
And so what happened at Oroville was we finished the contest. Actually, Karen Sindro was there with me, and we ended up having to be judges because they were short judges. And so we did the rank order scoring. And when we finished the contest, they came up to me and they said, Bill, this is the first time ever at Oroville we're not having a fight over who should have got first.
Interesting.
So I knew I had a winning thing from that moment on. And I am sold on rank order scoring. And I think anybody that's used it will say, wow, Bill, that's a powerful program. And we don't have, honest to goodness, we have not had any complaints about judging since then. And in fact, at the finals last week, Toastmasters use this system all the time. So if you
Yeah.
have Toastmasters who are your judges, they're going to walk into this and say, oh, this is what we do all the time.
Huh.
The one thing that changes because of it, though, is you can't have tiebreaker points like we did on the old system, because points don't count anymore. So if you have a tiebreaker, what you have to have is a tiebreaker judge. And that's how Toastmasters do that too. And I'm going to change that a little bit next year. I felt that being a tiebreaker judge is kind of like you're either worthless or you're everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You go in there, and if the only thing you are is a tiebreaker, it's kind of like, well, what am I doing here? Particularly since we haven't had very many ties.
We had one.
We
but-
did have a tie at the district conference, and we had a tiebreaker judge who broke it.
We had one, Bill. We had one at our semifinals too. The one that you aren't unable to attend, for area 6 and 8, and I had the 3, and we actually had a tie. The three main judges had the exact same 3 people. They just had them in different orders. One of them had them in 3rd. One of them had them in 2nd.
Oh yeah,
The exact same 3 people. They had them in different orders. So there was a tie for 1st and 2nd.
how did you?
So I had to use. So we had to use that tiebreaker judge.
Yeah,
We had to make the.
Here's Martha. Let me bounce this off of you. I think going into a contest and knowing that you're a tiebreaker judge kind of is a little demoralizing. You want your scores to count. So I'm thinking of having the tiebreaker judge decided confidentially by the head judge, and everybody turns in their scores, but the head judge already has decided who the tiebreaker is before they turn their scores. I mean, you know, they're 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place. The head judge would be the only one that knew who the tiebreaker was. Even the judges wouldn't know.
Right, that might work. Right.
And then somebody used the example of a firing squad. They always have one guy in the firing squad who has a blank, and no one knows who it is. And so I was thinking, well, one guy on the judging team is going to be a blank, but they won't know it.
Yeah.
And so that would make it worthwhile to be a judge, and nobody would know it because the deal would be with the head judge that he wouldn't inform anybody of who he's decided was a head judge before it even started. Anyway, that's my latest thing I've been thinking about. The
I actually like that idea. I like that idea.
I do.
Yep.
And anyway, moving along here, some of you were around, Martha. I missed yours, but there's a app called Bells for Speech. It's an Apple app. I'm not sure whether they've got it for Android or not. It is such a spectacular app. What it does is it keeps track of time, and you set it to have green at 5 minutes, yellow at 7 minutes, and red at 7 minutes and 30 seconds. And thereby the timekeeper,
I like that.
That's
the
cool.
timekeeper does not have to watch a stopwatch. You know, when I time, I really get into what the kid's talking about, and I miss times. With this little app, the whole screen turns green at 5 minutes. The whole screen turns yellow at 7 minutes, and at 7 minutes and 30 seconds to give the kid 30 seconds to conclude, it turns red. So they just hold up, they don't show them the screen. They still use the file folders.
Huh.
We haven't had I think we had like one kid that was under since we started doing this. By the way, this is a Toastmaster thing again. And I'm showing the timesheet right here. The agreement going right now is that there's 2 choices the timekeeper and the moderator can take if the student doesn't make the time or goes overtime. And that is that they're automatically fourth place and are not qualified to go up, or they're disqualified. So far, in a couple of the situations I've been involved in where a kid was either under or overtime, the moderator and the timekeeper decided to give them fourth place because they obviously put in a lot of effort. They just screwed up.
Yeah.
Instead of just disqualifying them. And nobody knows. When they go to the awards ceremony, they got fourth place. Nobody knows. And anyway, that's another rule that we've been using. These are head judge. We basically don't use tellers anymore. And the reason is because the judging is so simple, you don't have to total up points and worry about whether you got it added correctly. And it's just too simple. Right here's the head judge's teller seat. And you've got your three judges. You got contestant A, contestant B, contestant C, contestant D, E, F, G, or however many you've got. Whoever came in first gets 3 points. Contestant A, say. Contestant B came in third place, they get 1 point. And if they came in second place, they got 2 points. You can see where it's very helpful to give the contestant a letter instead of a number because it gets so confusing. So in this chart, you would have contestant A here, B, and you total up their points from the three judges, and you've got totals right here.
Yeah.
If there's a tie in the totals, that's when the tiebreaker would come in, judge.
So Bill, if you're gonna thinking about changing that, couldn't you just when you have that in the sheet, can you just just put the A, B, C all the way across for them, and then they don't even have to think
Yes.
about it?
Yes.
I mean, you
Not
can
a,
have it already
As
in
a
there.
matter of fact, Martha, that's one of my things I plan to update.
Update, yeah.
To do this. One of the problems I have, Dale, using Google Docs, which is what I use, I have a tough time going up and down.
Hey, Bill, why don't you just make it use an Excel form? It adds them up for you. You know, you don't have to do a darn thing.
Well, you're talking about in Google Sheets?
No, I don't know if you can do it in Google Sheets, but you could certainly add it to it. I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
see, I don't have Excel. When I had Word for Windows, they stopped supporting Word for Windows, and my program went to hell right away. And they said, "Do you want to upgrade?" And I said, "Yes." And they wanted $40 a month or something. I said,
No.
"Hey, no, thank you. I don't
Yeah.
know enough word processing to, if I was in business or something like that." So I discovered, all the kids are using Google Docs.
Yeah.
And I was having trouble, downloading their stuff and things like that. So I'm on Google Docs now. It's kind of like going back to Radio Shack. That it's not
Yeah,
as
I know.
simple as Word for Windows and Excel and stuff like that. But if you work at it long enough, you can do anything you want with Google Docs and Sheets, and it works. So I
And
might try that on Google Sheets and see how it works.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something like put A, B, C or something across there and simplify that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now down here, once the head judge makes all those decisions, then he writes down, and this would say contestant letter to record it. So let's say first place is contestant C, second place is contestant D, third place is contestant A. You can see how it goes.
Yeah.
The head judge hands this to me. Remember I told you that you needed to have somebody checking the kids in with all the kids' names and put their letter next to the name.
Right.
When they check in. That person needs to give you that information sometime during the contest so that you have it when the judge is complete. And then all you do is record their names
Mhm.
And there you are, you've got the kid's name and his letter, and you're ready to go to your, what I do is I print up four, let's say you got four contestants, well, let's say 5 contestants. I print up 4 sheets for each contestant, first, second, third, and fourth.
Mhm.
I have them signed and ready to go. In fact, with the semifinal contest, I had the assistant governors sign them during the contest. I bring them to the contest, have them sign them during the contest, and then when the judges finish, I've got the award levels. I've already got the certificates done. I just wasted 3 certificates per student, but they're done and ready to hand out at the awards ceremony,
Sure.
at the speech. It works pretty well. And then, of course, you've got to hand this to your treasurer to fill out the award check. One of the things that we're doing differently now is it was embarrassing to a lot of clubs to not give the 4th place winner something. So many of the clubs, what we did is we made a rule that it's up to the club if they want to give something for 4th place. My club gives out $25 for 4th place. It's up, like I said, it's completely up to them. I'm working on that for the semifinal contest. The problem is, if we have an award for 4th place at the semifinal contest and you have 7 contestants, that means you've got 4 that now win 4th place. And the district kind of chokes because not only do they have your semifinal contest, they've got 4 of them. So it's a money thing at the district level.
Yeah.
And by having the certificates to hand out, when I go to the semifinal contest, at least you're not giving the 4th place winners nothing. You're giving them at least a certificate.
Sure.
So does that make sense to everyone? And
I think so.
So I have some questions, Bill.
go ahead.
This is Kathy. Not having done this ever before, I noticed you had a date of May, a previous slide of May 23rd or something. When does all of this start for all of us? Me being an AG, when do I start doing speech contests? I'm not clear on any. I don't know anything about this.
Remember, you don't have to do any recruiting at all. All of your contestants are referred to you by your clubs.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
if we go back, let's go. Let's go into the Bible now.
So Kathy, basically you're gonna as AG, and I've had 2 times now to do it. The first one I
Okay.
fumbled big. So but second one I got it down now. So the third one I'm gonna have it really good. So
Okay.
basically you just need to know, like, I'm gonna go to my club. So I have 5 clubs. I'm gonna ask them, are you holding a contest? Please let me know, when it is. I would like to attend. Also, then I'll need, if I can't attend because I'm busy, I would need to know who the winner is. So for me, I had 5 clubs, but I only had 3 clubs that did a speech competition. The other AG in our area has 4 clubs. They all did one. So I knew that our semifinal between the 2 of us was going to have 7 contestants, right? So that's all we need to know. But we also, as AG, we need to know when our clubs are. So we need to talk to the other AG and say, okay, wait, when is yours guys going to be done? When's ours going to be done? And when do you think is a good time? So typically, Bill will figure out when the district conference is going to be, and so when there should be like a 30-day window that we need to get ours done in.
Okay.
And then we'll pick something within that 30 days, depending on when our clubs finish. I mean, our clubs might, our area might be all done, within 30 days of the original date, and we have 2 months to plan it, right? So the question is to talk to your clubs.
Martha, I would like to interrupt you.
Mhm.
You don't have 2 months to plan it. You
No.
you basically have to have your location and date on
Right.
before the clubs start competing. Because when that first place winner, these kids are all top #1
Right.
kids. They are into everything. And if you think you can wait until the week before the contest and then announce it, you're wrong. Those
Oh, yeah. No, I
kids
meant,
can't deal with that.
if we know, like in this case, they had until March 13th, right? If all my areas were gonna be done by March 1st, then I could have really had, planned ours for March 15th, right?
Yes.
I knew by talking to my clubs ahead of time and knowing when they're gonna do it, so that I can give them a good date of when
Yes.
to tell their winners are.
Yeah.
So
And
me and
if you want to make them really, really mad,
right.
don't have a date and location for them, and they're going to get mad.
They're gonna get mad. So yeah, and that's what happened my first year. First year we blew it. But the second one, me and the other AG, we talked it. So before our clubs even had our thing, we knew what days they're gonna be.
Yeah.
We met and we said, okay, now that we know that this is our time window when they're gonna be doing theirs, they're gonna be done within these 2-week period. Let's plan ours here. Let's get that date so that I can give it to them before they have their contest. So that's
I will be making up the new Bible, the executive speech handbook, in probably September or October at the latest. And I'll have deadline dates in that, which will be very similar to what they are in the old one.
Yeah.
If I were you guys and I was an assistant governor, I would get that location and date going before Christmas, even if old Bill here hasn't published anything. Because if you go anywhere in the middle of the old date, you're going to be good.
Right. And the biggest thing too is to figure out what school districts you have. Areas we had 2 different school districts, 3 different school districts involved because of our area.
You got to
all
stay
have
clear of Easter vacation.
Easter vacations. So we literally had to know where our clubs were going to be getting their students from so that we could stay away from Easter vacation.
And the other thing is, if you have your date and location established, it makes it a lot easier to recruit judges. I'm already I'll be honest, I'm working on getting judges for Reno right now already.
Wow.
Martha, you were at the contest, weren't you? They're already telling me that they would like to do it at the contest in Reno. And boy, am I going to be happy. Anyway.
Right. Yeah.
So going to the handbook, let's see what time we got now. We've got a few minutes here. I'm going down to page, I've marked some pages I wanted to get to with you. Page 5. Let's go down here to page 5. Right here is all your club speech contests, your deadlines, your regional semifinal contest deadlines. If you go anywhere close to those deadlines, you're good for next year. Because all I'm going to do is put the calendar down and try to pick out dates very close to what the ones where we had this year. They seem to work pretty well. And so you kind of know where you're going to be, and you can just yell at me if I screw it up, but I won't, because I know how important it is. And like I said, everything changes between now and then. We've got, as we go down, page 6 is speech contest rules. I'm not going to go over that much, but I would like to go over page
5
9.
minutes until the breakout rooms are going to be closing. 5 minutes.
Oh, God. Okay, page 9, there's a big box there. That box is really important. Read it. The MC, whoever it is, page 9, needs to read that at the beginning of the contest. In particular, things like cell phones. Get them to turn the damn things off. There's nothing that can screw a kid up more than a cell phone.
No kidding.
Stuff like that. By the way, Martha, you were at the final contest. What do you think of the pictures?
I like that idea. I think that was great.
Families are overjoyed to have those pictures. They are so excited. I couldn't even believe it. I thought when I sent out the photo release, I thought I wouldn't even sign this damn photo release. And they all signed it and they said, we want these pictures.
Right.
I'm going to include that in the Bible next year. Photo releases, and any club that wants to have pictures by a photographer, a Rotarian photographer, and provide them to the kids should do it. We're not opening it up to the families, though, to just take pictures. It's too disruptive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
I think
you
it
have
would be too.
somebody, I had Dave Clements and Andy Dunn take pictures, and they were the only ones taking pictures, and everybody was happy. It went really well. The families are thrilled to have those pictures, in particular the videos.
Oh, sure.
And let's see, moving on down. I put this in. I don't use it myself, but some people like to have everything to check off who's coming and all that. And down here a little bit further is, remember here's all the stuff everything that's in the judge's packet and the student speech packet is in the Bible. I call it the Bible, the handbook. And that gives you everything that you need.
Yep.
And including sample certificates. And I hope I've answered most of your questions.
I think you have. That was
I
very
don't
good.
know how I'm going to make it through the next session. I'm already hoarse.
Oh, you'll do fine.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for coming. I sure appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And I'm
Thank you.
hoping that we have some, we've got about 10 clubs that didn't have speech contests. And I think they're missing something.
Yeah, you may have more now.
Yeah, I'm
Very
hoping.
complete. Very good.
So I don't know how long it's been since the 5 minutes. If
Probably
there's-
5 minutes. He'll probably come in and tell you, I guess.
Yeah, no,
knock
they
you off
will
automatically.
automatically jump us back.
Yeah, I think so.
If anybody has anything that they think up, please just call. I'm in Club Runner. My email's really easy, highland.bill@gmail.com or billhighland@comcast.net. And
Kathy, I don't even know who's in charge of our speeches this coming year. I don't know. Rod did it last year, but whatever.
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea.
No, I don't either.
at the beginning of the year, I send out to all presidents and all speech chairpersons a question. Oh, that's one more thing I'm doing this year that I think is very important. I want the speech chairpersons and the assistant speech chairpersons to vote on the theme.
Oh,
It's very important that the speech chairs have ownership in the theme, and here's why. If they don't buy in on the theme, they're not going to be able to sell it to the kids.
you're right. That makes sense.
And I know that I know the district governors aren't very happy about that. Some of them, I'm talking about ex-district governors. And the reason is they want the theme to line up with whoever the international person is so that they can say how much they're supporting them. But sometimes they have a theme. How would you like to be a high school kid giving a lecture about Rotary to a bunch of Rotarians? You can't sell that. They don't want to give a speech to Rotarians on Rotary. They want to give a speech on how much Rotary helps people and things like that, and things that they can do. And if the kids get turned on about a speech theme, you're going to have some absolutely wonderful speeches.
Yeah. Agree.
So that's my big thing about that particular item. And
Good job, Bill.
so anyway, what I'll do is if you go down to the bottom here,
Yeah.
I think I'm going to stop the share, and that should allow me to pop back on. When you click leave room, make sure you don't click leave meeting.
Just hit leave room. Okay.
Yeah, leave
Doing it
room
right now.
then leave
Okay.
breakout room, and we'll go back to the main room is what'll happen. Thank you, everyone.
I can keep them open. Do you want me to keep the breakout rooms open?
Yeah,
Okay. I just clicked on keep them open. Now I
Okay.
can close them I